Right, good afternoon, guys. We've got Howard Cox here with us. Just had the verdict for not guilty for Tommy Robinson. Howard, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, I leapt out of my chair because I was watching in the overflow room in the court. It's justice has come through at last, but it was a travesty of justice it ever got to this far. And to cut a long story short, what was good to see the judge actually say that stopping Tommy was basically unlawful. And the reason why they stopped him is simply because he's called Tommy Robinson. And they stopped him under the Terrorism Act. For God's sake, we just had 10 people stabbed on a train and they're denying that's terrorism. Get real. All he didn't do, Tommy, was not give his PIN number, in terms of actually, to his phone, which he's got right to protect his journalistic integrity.
Today's ruling, give you, today's verdict, give you that little bit of glimmer of hope within the judiciary? I mean, how did the judge come across in his, phone call?
Well, it does. I mean, that was a genuine, in my opinion, objective view of what happened. The police did not actually know what they were asking him. They did not know why he was stopping him. They stopped him. They kept him for too long. All sorts of process went wrong. But fundamentally, the big thing is the police, they've got to answer it. And Elon Musk must get his costs back, which I think he will do now. But Elon Musk and Tommy Musk asked the police, why did you stop me? Because you stopped me on a personal vendetta. Nothing to do with the fact that he broke the law. There's no breaking the law, driving a car over to Benidorm or having a bag full of cash in his car. He can't bank in this country, so he has to bank overseas.
So, going back to that, right, with regards to Lewison, it's come to court. What makes you think, like, how the CPS, we've gone through the CPS, at some point down the line, they've approved this to go to court. So, where does this issue lie? With the police or with the CPS?
Well, I actually go back even further. I further up the food chain. I think number 10, the Home Office, obviously the CPS, Minister of Justice, i.e. David Lammy, all those people have got it in for Tommy. As simple as that. And I think that there is a personal or government personal vendetta to make sure he's not becoming too popular. But Tommy is popular, and this is going to make him even more popular. And God love him. I've known him for a bit. I actually left Reform UK because I was threatened with expulsion by Nigel Farage and Richard Tice because I support Tommy. And then, so I'm now with Ben Habib at Advance UK, and I'm with the right party where it's democratic. Reform UK is purely a dictatorship, and their stupid, petty, throwing their rattle out the pram hatred of Tommy has got to stop.
What next in terms of, we've touched on about terrorism, compared them with stabbings over the weekend, and obviously what happened to Wayne Broadhurst the previous week as well. Like, in my eyes, Britain's come a little bit lawless now with the police, and we're wasting resources at protests, and there's going to be lights of like 700 police down Birmingham on Thursday. I believe they should be utilising them resources better, like patrolling schools, patrolling communities, residential streets, to avoid these type of attacks happening and to get some safety amongst mainly the women and children of the UK. What do you think we should be doing now? What next?
Well, you used to say the country's got a little bit lawless. I think it's going to get increasingly more lawless because people are frustrated. Decent, honest people. Just take the United Kingdom rally where there were 1.5 million there and 3 million watching online. It could be 3 million there, I don't know. But it wasn't what the BBC said. We won't go into them because they just fiddle bloody videos. Just to, I hope Donald Trump goes for the BBC, by the way, big time. But from my point of view, the future is pretty good after this verdict. I think people will come together and recognise the fact that Tommy is looking after our kids, our children, our girls, and highlighting the child rape gangs. The only other person that's doing that in Parliament is Rupert Lowe. Everyone else, Nigel promised an investigation. The government's got this investigation. They keep masking things up. And even yesterday, in the Home Secretary's statement about the Huntingdon stabbings, she didn't say that I can't say much, I can't do this, I can't say that. We need to know the truth. Like after Southport, it took a long time getting evidence. So in answer to your question, in my convoluted way of getting around there, I'm optimistic in the future that people are going to come together from all sides.
And in terms, we touched based on the Home Secretary, for instance, when they were quick to come out about the nationality of the attacker at Huntingdon, but they still, and I remember her saying she's being regularly updated on the situation. So why is she not being regularly updated on the situation with Wayne Broadhurst, where that's gone completely radio silent? Not one person within the government's come out and even said anything, or the mainstream media. What are your thoughts on that, and where do you think the mainstream media stand in today's society?
Well, there's two things. It's disgusting that when I hear our thoughts and prayers are with the victims, I want to kick the television in or the radio or whatever it is, because that is just, we want action. We want real things happening. And what we're seeing with the mainstream media, they're not covering this. And all they do, they have this personal vendetta against certain groups. Myself, Ben Habib, Rupert Lowe, Tommy, I can go on forever, all these people. All we are doing is standing for the majority. Simple as that. And what we need to do is better, our police, for example, we need to put more people on the street. If I'd been London Mayor now, we would have about, the police, there wouldn't be a policeman sitting behind a desk. They'd be out on the streets. That's what I was after. We'd have places where there are personal contact points, 24 hours in supermarkets where the policeman is standing there. Everywhere we go.
Bring back neighbourhood watch schemes.
Yeah, exactly. And they worked. And also the big one for me is stop and search. We would have stop and search again. And of course, the little thing that's personal to me, with the budget coming up in tomorrow in 3 weeks' time, you know, we've got to make sure the motorist is not being continually used as a cash cow. So if I had been there, ULEZ would have gone. Everything would have gone. But anyway, I'm here now and I'm so chuffed for Tommy.
Well, Howard, thank you very much for joining me on Goucher Reports. I'll upload this later, and I'm sure we're going to contact each other and we'll get an in-depth, with a bit more time, we can go into a lot more of these things, a bit more detail. So thank you very much, Howard.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.